Jesus, I don't just woke up and did this video. And reason why my voice is like this is because I'm sick, right? We're humans, we get sick. That's pretty normal. And got this pretty shitty fever, which I've been having for like a couple weeks now. And anyways, with that aside, jump into our really main topic today, and why we're here on this video podcast is commit actions, then declare statements, then make promises. Now this topic really has a really good background, because I've been having conversations with a friend from my old uni, and turns out a lot of us was really unhinged by the fact that we've made a lot. And when I say a lot, I mean like a lot. We made a lot of so-called promises, and some of the promises themselves, we can't really keep them. It wasn't really we didn't get a chance to make those promises come to life. And that's because we made those promises in a time where we were at our peak. And so when the time comes, because time doesn't wait for us, so as we progress on, we tend to look back on those promises and say, I can't do them because of the exceptions, blah 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 blah, right? 1 2 3, I can't do this because of that, I can't do this because of this. So and that really angers the people that we love, the people that were there for us, and we can't be there for them, right? And so I want to take back and reflect on those moments again by saying that don't make any promises that you can't keep. Even if you're happy, even if you're sad, don't make any promises at all, because promises they're like chains bound to you. And so once you change yourself and bound yourself to that mountain, that boulder, and so you can't go anywhere feeling like you don't have to do this first. And so what I'm trying to say is that you gotta know yourself. Don't make any promises when you're happy. And because when you're happy, you think that everything is on top. You think that you've got it all. But in reality, it's different. Because we can be happy today, we can be sad tomorrow. We don't know what's gonna happen. And so just deal with things as it is. And it's also important to let the people that you love know about this, because they now know that you are human. You are not some cheap-ass robot that they can command you. You are not some slave that you have to follow. Even your parents, even if your partner, even if your best friend or the people in your circle that you pulled them in, they need to know that you are you, and there are things that you can't do. And all of you have to be there to shake hands and acknowledge the fact that you have limitations. You're not a god. That is literally my whole summary there. You are not a god. Your parents has to know that. Your loved ones has to know that. Your partner has to know that. Because they can't bound you anymore. And this is not about being selfish. This is not about living up to your title as their kid, as their loved ones, as their partner. No, I'm not talking about. I'm talking about prioritizing yourself first, putting your need first, and allowing yourself to be at the loss in order to feel or in order to gain success. If you say yes to everything, then you have no value. Your value are there when you have limitations. It means that you can't do that because of this, but I can do this because of that. Your values are there when you have limitations. When you set boundaries for yourself, it's not about you can do everything. It's about you doing that one thing to the fullest. Being a jack of all trades is very nice, very encouraging. But being master of one is much more valuable. And this is really a good controversial debate because, I don't want to spoil it too much, because I might do this topic sooner or later, because it's actually interesting and it's also related to me and a lot of people out there around the world. And I think they should know that the difference between the jack of all trade and a master of one is that they're both needed in society, and they can't live without one the other. And so you can have a jack of all trade, but you can't have a master of one. So you get one without the other, or you'll be one without the other. And they need each other. They're like a sort of chain, a link chain in a biosphere, where you got one woodpecker and a tree, right? So they both need each other. They're both crucial in terms of keeping the environment stabilized and safe, and the biology type of shit. So anyways, a reflection back on what I have to say is that do still before you say it. Don't talk too much, just do it. Action speaks louder than word, always. Especially when you're being framed, when you're being painted a picture. Actions speak louder than word. Keep that in mind. Another thing is, think before you do. That is also crucial, right? They say that you keep thinking, and if you don't do, that's also bad, because you're lost in that imagination or in that circle of thought. But you have to think first before you do. And what I mean by thinking first before you do means that you gotta have an idea, paint it as a picture in your mind, and then you can pick up the brush and paint it on the canvas. And that's how you do it. And once you have a thought about it, then just think about it, do it, and then everything else comes in line afterwards. The last thing I want to talk about is statements then promises. Statements then promises is very simple. It means that you gotta have to say it first. You gotta have to let them know first, and then make promises. I've done this. I've actually learned about this quite late in my life, and the only reason why I've learned it quite late in my life is because I refuse to acknowledge the fact that it brings catastrophe to my life. And once I found out that it brought catastrophe into my life, I've changed it, because I was quite a big egoistic type person before, and only now, when I've learned quite a lot, I've gained a lot of experience, and then I've able to humble myself and say, you know what, I actually should be doing this instead of that, where I should just put my pride away and start focusing on what's in front of me, just protect the people that are behind me, and to push forward for the things that are in front of me. And just for safe measures, because this is really about prioritizing yourself first. The whole main goal of this podcast that I've been doing for long is to prioritize yourself, to put yourself first, to learn about yourself, to know about yourself, to allow yourself to experience, and to allow yourself to live. Because once you're able to live, then you're able to love, to work, to whatever, because you gotta live first. And you should be grateful that you're able to live, to able to take up this air and experience the thing that you want to experience, because it's a once in a lifetime type of experience. Everything is a once in a lifetime. Even if you experience it twice, you will not get that same feeling of experiencing it the first time. So that's why I say everything is a once in a lifetime experience. And it comes out to every single experience out there. And so, like I said, commit actions, then declare statements, and then make promises. And never make any promises that you can't keep.